Hi, everybody, and welcome to the unit where we go together. We have been studying, some of my students in class have been studying pairs of everyday objects that go together. Things like, donuts and coffee, ketchup and mustard, pancakes and syrup. Look at this cute little student work. We've been making them out of white earthenware clay. This sticks and stones. Now, these have been fired already. This is called bisqueware. It's been fired in the kiln at about 1800 degrees. This is a really great example. Look at these little peas in a pod, little pairs of objects. This one I thought was kind of funny. Look at this is a duck and toast. Ducks and toast. And salt and pepper. I love it. They even put it on the top, their little salt and pepper. And we did a little personification by making them, giving them human characteristics, little eyes. Now, of course, we brainstormed before artists. As artists, we always like to plan our work. So we go together like salt and pepper, peanut butter and jelly, peas and carrots, milk and cookies. So students looked through this list. We brainstormed on our own too. They got to choose some things that they liked from here, or they could choose their own combinations. They created 2 sketches. We did that with pencil, and we also did that with colored pencil. Again, we started to talk about the basics of, not the scribbles, but nice even pressure. The beautiful part about colored pencils that you can do a range of light to dark. You can overlap for colors. Look at even another combination, a rainbow and a cloud. I chose peanut butter and jam, and then I did eggs and bacon for some of my combinations. But planning as artists, that is really, really important. So we did that. After that, then we started to get to the clay portion. Now, when we did the clay, check this out. We started to think about, we're getting a little bit of white earthenware clay. So we're getting a big chunk of clay about this size. Okay, so each kid got about half a pound of clay. So here's what they had to do. They had to divide it in half. So for each of the different objects. So for example, if I was going to do the cup and the donut, here's what I would do. Each kid got a piece of paper. They had to lay that down. They had to put their name on the paper. Okay, and then they would put their class code. They could also put the date. Okay, but they've got their 2 pieces of clay. Now, some of the basics that kids learned were score, slip, and seal. So here's the first one, the basics, warming up the clay with your hands. Okay, now pinch and pull are some of the basics. So pinching and pulling the clay. I'm going to go ahead and pinch, and I'm going to make my cup right here. Now, I might start to use some of the slip. I'm going to use some of the slip, the clay and the water mixture, okay, which is fantastic. This clay and water mixture. Okay, now I'm going to tap the bottom, tap the top. Okay, now if I wanted to make this more of a cup, I might roll the sides a little bit more, make it a little bit taller. There we go. Well, it's coming along. Tap the bottom. Now, sometimes if you notice it's not working, that's actually looking not too bad, but I realized I need clay for the handle. Okay, so I'm going to do that next. Here we go. I'm going to sneak a little bit of this off. Now I'm going to make what's called a coil. And a coil is a small little, kind of a snake, okay, of clay. Now, I need to do what's called score marks. Score. Here's my score. Score. Here's my slip. I just did it with my pencil. So some people, if they don't want to get their hands dirty, they can just do it with a pencil. That's totally fine. You can actually do a lot of things just with your pencil, but not gonna lie, I think your fingers are your best tools. Look at this, and I'm each gonna, so there, I've got a little bit more room in there. Now there's my cup. Okay, nice and even around there. That looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, so there's my cup. Now, onto the donut. Here we go. Now, I could make just like a coil and make it like a donut this way. It starts to look almost like a bagel, right? But I'm actually going to do the subtraction method. So check this out. I'm going to actually turn it in my hands, and I'm kind of flattening the top and the bottom as I'm turning it. Okay, get out any of those wrinkles if you can. Now I'm going to look for, in my bucket, I'm going to look for a tool. And here's the best part. Sometimes kids say, Ms. Bozango, what is this tool for? What's this tool for? And that's why I say, I don't know. What's that for? You tell me. So that's my way of saying, hey, you test it out. You see what it's about. So look at even just a plain old paper clip. Watch this. Look at that. Helps to carve out some of that clay. I'm just going to throw that extra clay, honestly, back into the slip. Is that going to work? Yeah. Now, okay, that's looking pretty good. Now, I'm noticing that I don't have any clay for the eyes. So I might have to just sneak from the bottom, but that's okay. Because look at this. I'm going to pinch. I'm going to subtract. That's why they call it subtractive, the subtractive method. Okay, so there's my donut. Okay, 2 little eyeballs. Now, I don't want them too bulgy. So here it is. Now, if I just put them on like that, when the clay dries, and it takes approximately, I'll be honest, about 3 to 5 days, depending on how thick it is. Once it's dry, then I put it in the kiln. Okay, when it's dry, it's called greenware. I put it in the kiln. It turns to bisqueware. I always think of it like a biscuit being cooked in the oven. Okay, here we go. Put that on there. Boom. It's on. Okay, boom. Now, got little eyeball action. Hello. Hello. Now, if I want to, I could even make it look like there's some chomps out of him. I kind of like that look that I'm kind of carving out. And he's like, don't eat me. Don't eat me. Please. Don't eat me. Big chomps. It's kind of funny. Okay, and remember, not anything that's skinnier than your pinky is totally going to fall off. So be careful about that. Okay. All right. So then the next step, once that's fired, it turns this color. And then we've used watercolor paint on them. The very last step is actually we put a clear coat of Mod Podge on the top, and it creates a nice little clear varnish over the top to make it look finished. So thanks for watching the We Go Together lesson. This one was inspired by what I saw on Art of Education. So thank you.